Now remember, it's like opening that shade and having a light come in through the window. If that light comes in on the floor, it's going to heat that floor, right? Same thing. It's the same energy as the sun. So it's going to heat everything that it touches.
So what is the 2x2 rated for?
2x2 rated for about 100 square feet. Now remember, it's 5 watts per square foot. These are rated at 400 watts. Okay, so it's about 110 square feet. I have one in the guest bedroom that I have, and that is 12 by 14. It does just fine.
Okay, you just let it go a little bit longer, like your forced air,
Oh, yeah.
so to speak.
Oh, sure.
And then it'll start to radiate out.
They tend, in the design process, they tend to make it maybe a little overkill, because you can actually, if you don't put enough panels in, you can actually use too much energy because it's on all the time. Okay, so they tend to, that's why they use 5 watts per square foot. Okay, and again, it's square foot, not cubic feet. And you know, when we design systems, it's cubic feet.
Sure.
Okay.
So this is a 500 square foot room. What
I
panel?
would probably put two 2x4 units in here.
2 by 4.
Right.
And what do you have turned on right now?
What's that?
What do you have turned on right now?
This is actually using, both of these are actually using 500 watts.
So you've got two 2x2s turned on.
Well, they're 20 by 20. I mean, they're just the display. That's the 2x2 there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Warming up.
Yeah. Now, if I brought my infrared camera in here, I could show you like the front of these chairs and the floor. You could see it. Oh, I forgot to bring my camera. Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit about mold?
Oh, that's another thing too. Because it radiates off of walls and actually will penetrate through sheetrock, it will actually keep wall cavities dry.
Great for mold.
I don't know how it does it, but again, it does it. Now, another thing they've been doing too is they've been putting these in grids on ceilings and putting sheetrock right over it. And it hides the panels. And they work great.
How do plants deal with this?
Haven't had any problems.
I didn't know if they would thrive in it, is what I was wondering.
They could. I don't know. That's never been an issue.
Unless they have to be shade plants. Yeah.
Well, remember, this is not UV.
Right.
Okay, plants have a problem with UV. This is,
So the shade versus the sun wasn't the amount of temperature, was the UV part of it?
that's correct. These are photons.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I know they like my fluorescent lights if they're close to
Do they? I bet. So, anybody else have any other questions? Yeah.
What's the list price of the 2x2?
A 2x2 white is, what did we do with that?
It's right here.
Okay, what's it say? 2x2 white, right at the top.
2x2 white looks like $264.
No. The retail,
High five.
Yeah, it's sold.
the list price is $352 for a white one. Now, if you wanted one with artwork, 2x2 imaged is what they call it, is $560. I think $568. I don't have my glasses.
$200 for a picture.
Yeah. Now, the only difference is that if you want a special custom picture or something like that, is you have to add $230 to that. And that's because they have to stop production and do that. And these are all powder coated too, by the way. These will never fade, you can't scratch them. I mean, you can basically use them as a Frisbee and be fine.
So your largest panel, what's the highest price in your largest panel?
The highest price on the largest panel, that would be 2x4 imaged at $718.
718. So
Yeah.
the company that I'm currently dealing with, it's anywhere from 500 to 1500. So that's
For imaged or for
well,
white?
for whatever they've got. In other words, their lowest price is about 500. Their highest is about 1500. So you are like way cheaper than, and a better product.
Yeah. Do they actually have images or artwork?
Yeah, they've got mirrors and, basically the same thing, but it's the old technology and
Yeah.
it's the high price.
Yeah. And another thing too, one of the problems that they had with the second generation, the manufacturing issues, was the glass breaking.
Right.
Okay, they couldn't find a good glass manufacturer that would make tempered glass for them, that would actually work. So some of the panels, and my buddy down in Southern Cal, who's also a wholesale distributor, he did a lot of these for CHP, for the service bays, outside service bays, and these things were cracking all over the place. And he had to go back and replace them with these. But
So
Can you-
what was the cost of a 2x4 just without the image?
2x4 without the image, white or black, is $4.94.
Can you paint them?
No, you have to, if you want any kind, now, the one I just did, they had special sealing paint. We had to send the manufacturer the samples, and they, depending on what room needed the panels, they painted them for them. But it's not paint. The only way they could get this approved through ETL and UL was their process, their powder coating process. That's the difference.
But you can place it behind drywall.
Yes, you can.
So
And
can't
have the
you,
same effect as if it was hung on the wall.
That's right. Think of it as a sponge. Okay, think sheetrock as a sponge. And as that sponge fills up, it's only going to take so much before it starts spilling out. And that's what this does.
So it would heat the sheetrock, would heat the...
Not necessarily. The heating the sheetrock is the byproduct, okay, of it. Because sheetrock is so porous, it will only hold the heat for so long.
This just goes right through.
It goes right through it, yeah.
Could you just build a picture frame around a white one and put a picture
yeah.
over it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Zero clearance.
Well, can you, so you can put a picture over that and then it'll go through the picture?
Depends on the type of picture you have. Okay, now, these do, if you came up here and put your hand on it, they are warm to the touch. But, and again, one of the requirements for ETL and UL was to be at a certain temperature below 6 feet. Okay, because if you put these at 6 feet or under, you know, you have kids or whatever, they don't want them to get burned. That's why they did that.
But there's not that issue though, is there?
Not at all. You can come up here right now. This is as hot as it gets. This is as hot as it gets. Come on up. That's as hot as it gets.
It's hot, it's not gonna burn you.
No.
What is it?
It's warm.
80 degrees?
I would say probably 120.
120, okay.
It's about the same temperature as what you would want to regulate your hot water at your home.
Okay.
It's about 120, 125.
And can you explain the ordering process and how they can go through and purchase this product?
Yeah, they call you.
Well, if they did, go a little bit farther than that. Would they would get shipped to their house? They'd use a credit card? How would the process go?
It actually, and another thing about this, these are actually made in the United States, by the way.
good.
Tacoma, Washington. The only thing that they get from France is this, and this comes in huge rolls. And that's the only thing they get. Everything else is manufactured here. And here's another thing. These things are made out of 99% recycled material.
Cool.
They are 100% recyclable at the end of their life. Now, they say their end of the life is 50 years. I'm not going to be around when these things go out. So,
Don't call me.
yeah. Well, yeah, and they did a one of their development things is that they figured these would last at least 50 years. There's nothing to go wrong. There's nothing mechanical. The only mechanical thing in here is a high limit switch. That's it.
What is the warranty?
What's that?
Warranty.
The warranty on the panels, if you have a professional install them, if they're going to be permanent, is 5 years. Okay? Now, the thing is, the reason for that is because it's electrical. I wondered why it was only, why it wasn't 1 year. Because anything electrical you buy is 1 year warranty. Okay? But they know these things are just pretty much going to last forever because there's nothing to go wrong. So they have a 5-year warranty. Now, if you buy them and you want to hang them on the wall, same warranty. But if you're not a professional and you want them permanent and you hook them up, it's 2 years.
different lengths of the pigtails. So if somebody didn't wanna have to bring their electrician out and they just run it down the wall. Kind of.
You can special order those, but they come with 6-foot pigtails.
So it's a UPS drop shipment, basically, to credit card.
Right from Tacoma. Tacoma.
Okay. And if it's a picture installation, the customer can hang it themselves.
That's
If it's
right.
anything
It
more
comes-
than that,
you know,
an electrician.
It took me, the very first one I did, I looked at it and said, what the hell is it? It took me 5 minutes to install it.
That's good.
Okay, now, these things are so light. Remember the old ones, Dan?
Oh, they're so heavy.
The heavy ones?
Yeah.
Feel this. You know, like this.
And they got enough clearance that you can actually mount a plug right
That's right.
on them, on the wall and up.
Really
Isn't that something?
I do want to touch that up there.
Yeah, okay. Now, because of California and all
Everybody
of our,
should touch that.
and all of our earthquakes, they come with earthquake straps already built in. Now, what's nice about these is that they're portable, semi-portable. You can move these around on the brackets, okay? Take them with you if you rent, take them with you when you're gone, or leave, so.
As far as like the building department or code, and if you have to have a certain amount of heat, like is it, if you're gonna replace a furnace with it or something, it's up to code?
Here's what's nice about this. When we put this in at the association office, I think his name is George Rodriguez. I think that's his last name, but he's the head building inspector for Santa Barbara City. He came up to me and looked at those things and said, what the hell is this? How am I going to enforce this? Right now, Presteel is writing a white paper to be submitted to the California Energy Commission regarding far infrared. There is nothing on the books right now. There's nothing to enforce. The only thing is, because it has an electrical connection, that's it, that's all he can enforce.
Well, I think like when you buy a house or sell a house, they want there to be a heating system, right? The bank won't lend.
Oh,
unless
yeah,
it's working.
this can be, and you would need a white paper from me or from the manufacturer stating that this is the whole house heating system. Absolutely, yeah. And we haven't had any problems with that at all.
I've been lending, and typically you have to have a forced air heater, a central heating system.
That's changing.
Some type of heat, not saying that it needs to
That's for.
Some type of central heating.
Maybe a wall heater.
Yeah.
Floor
Yeah,
heater.
they don't make exceptions on that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that would be like a wall heater, or?
No, you can't have wall, you have to have central heating.
That's changing. We've had that issue come up before, and that's changing. It's just, the problem is that we haven't kept up with, we're actually writing a white paper for ACA too. Air Conditioning Contractors Association, we're writing a white paper for them too, they requested that. So,
So, I missed the beginning, but you mean I can just take this picture home and hang it up on the wall and it's a heater?
that's right,
That's it?
that's it,
Touch the heater. Go up there and touch it.
And just, you mean, just plug it into the...
that's it.
That's what you do. You're the installer.
Oh, wow. And this little thing heats up the room?
This size here, like I said, I have it in one of my rooms, guest rooms. This heats up, I believe it's 12 by 14 room. Just one.
Just one,
Yeah.
just plug it in.
Just plug it in.
Plug it in. Like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.